Hello, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to speak in this international conference. Today, I'd like to present a case-based study titled The Impact of M&A Strategy on Goodwill Impairment Risk and its Prevention. A case study of Century Huatong. First, let me introduce my outline. It's divided into 6 parts: highlight, introduction, arm, and contribution. And the fourth is data and the method. The fifth is result and discussion. The sixth is conclusion. And for the highlight, in recent years, mergings are acquisitions or M&As and have become a common grazing strategy, especially in asset-light industry like online gaming. However, along with rapid expansion comes a financial concern, goodwill. This intangible asset which arise during acquisition, carrying high uncertainty and pose a serious risk to corporate value if not managed well. So Century Huatong, or CH for short, made several high premium acquisitions between 2040 and 2020. By 2022, it suffered a major goodwill impairment of over 5.4 billion yuan, one of the largest even seen in China's capital market. This case raising important questions: how and can an aggressive M&A strategy lead to long-term risk instead of long-term value? So to understand that, let me start with a brief industry. In accounting, goodwill is a premium paid over the fair value of target company's next asset. It reflects expectation for future earnings. But if those expectations are not met, companies might recognize an impairment loss. This affects not only their financial statement, but also investor confidence and stock price. In case of Central Huatong, its goodwill increased dramatically, reaching over 15 billion yuan, nearly 15% of its total asset. However, due to poor post-acquisition integration, falling profiles, and targeting industry policies, the company was forced to record massive impairment in 2022. And slides. The third one is arm and attribution. Given in this background, this arm of my study is twofold. First, to explain the relationship between M&A strategy and the goodwill impairment risk using real case strategy and the goodwill impairment risk using a real case. Second, to develop a theoretical model that explain how much risk from and how company might prevent them. In terms of contribution, this research connects strategy management theory with financial risk control. So it also provides practical recommendations for companies and the regulator dealing with goodwill risk, especially in fast-growing, high-risk industry like digital gaming. Thank you. And the fourth is data and the method. Now let me briefly explain how the study was conducted. I used a qualitative case study approach, focus on Central Huatong between 40 and 2023 to 2025. The data source include financial report, M&A announcements, press release, industry analysis, and the regulatory document. For analysis, I applied two-man method, content analysis to trace the pattern of goodwill formation and impairment, and grounded theory to build a risk formation model. So the open and Excel and selective code. This allow me to capture both financial patterns and the strategy decisions, and that lead to the impairment crisis. And the next is the result and discussion. This part, let's turn to the key finding. First, sage MMA strategies focus on scale expansion than on the synergies creation. As a result, the company accumulated goodwill at a very fast pace, but lack of effective integration after all. Second, I found that earning more money, the earning manipulation occurred. Yeah, management delays recognize impairment in order to maintain profit and meet performance commitment. This behavior not only distorted the financial report but also damaged investors' trust. Thirdly, I developed a risk formation model showing the following of the chain. Firstly, high premium acquisition, and to the over optimistic performance target. To integration failure, then the decline in profitability, and then is external policy shock, and in the end is goodwill impairment. This sequence reflects how strategic decision, if not followed by careful integration and governance, can result in major financial risk. And the next one is last but not least, the conclusion. And to conclude, the case of the Central Hotel offers a valuable lesson. M&A is not just a growth strategy, it's a risk strategy. Without strong internal control and post-deal plan, rapid expansion can turn into financial loss. And therefore, I propose the following recommendations for firm operation in similar context. Slow down the M&A pace and avoid excessive reliance on acquisitions for growth. And next is strengthen post-merger integration, both operationally and culturally. And the next is implement financial earlier warning system to deplete the goodwill risk in advance. Standardized goodwill impairment testing with clear disclosure and independent valuation. Finally, I believe that corporate government audience independence and regulatory transparency are all crucial to managing this risk. Thank you much for your attention. I'm looking forward to any comment you may have. Thank you.